want to invite you all into a time of practice. As Reverend Laura said at the beginning, one of the hopes that we have that we can continue to nurture and encourage among us in this community are ways, practices for going deeper in our own lives, in our daily lives. And we can talk more about what that means, and we will a little bit later in the service and the sermon, but let's do one of those practices right now, if you will. One of them, one that is less traditional and less talked about, but I think deeply enjoyable and creative, especially for those of us who have tried some of the more kind of usual suspects, I guess you might say, of spiritual and grounding practices, is this practice called Visio Divina. It's about engaging with an image. And often people who do it traditionally have used religious imagery, but that isn't necessary. You can find any image you feel drawn to. You might even reflect on a landscape outside your window or a scene that you come on in your life and sit to be present to. The point is just to take some time with it. You have in your order of service 2 possible images, and of course you can choose anything that you have with you or even something in the room. You might use this piece of a familiar image from Western religious art, from Christian art on the cover. It's from the Sistine Chapel, of course, Michelangelo. But also we have put on the back side of the sweet rice cake menu and description, we have put an image, a photo that I took, and a little space also on this half sheet where you might take some notes. There should be a writing implement for most of you in the pew in front of you, and if you're home, I'm sure you have some handy. So I'd invite you to choose an image, whatever you feel drawn to today. And take a deep breath and get your body comfortable in your seat. Try and shut out any distractions. I invite you to look at the image and let your eyes stay initially with the first thing that you see in it. Keep your attention on that part of the image. For right now, stop your eyes from wandering. Just breathe and let yourself gaze with and be with that part of the image for a moment. Now let your eyes gaze at the whole of the image and take your time. Look at every part of it that you can see that's present to you. And reflect on the whole of it for a minute. And as you do so, just be present to what's coming up for you, inside you, in the space that you're creating. Or what emotions does the image evoke for you or in you? What thoughts does it bring to mind? Or associations, times in your life maybe, or Or does it raise any questions or yearnings? Or fears? Or anything? And if you were to hold some intention or make some prayer right now, what might that be? You can write it down if you wish to. And in the last bit of silence and reflection, just try and capture anything that you want to carry into the day or the week ahead. A wondering, the glimpse of an insight, maybe just the desire to be present more often. May our deepest insights and yearnings, connection to the world, find ways to make itself known and bless us in the days and weeks ahead.